Well, hello viewers, it is I, the half-assed one. I'm back, and we're gonna run into Maccrone Gallery, and we're gonna see a double feature today. We're gonna start out today's tour with a view of a group of small paintings by Cecily Brown. Now this is at the auxiliary space, 98 Morton Street. And this show is organized by novelist and writer Jim Lewis. Well, there are a lot of pieces in this show, so we're gonna kind of run through here. This is titled First I Go In, Then I Go Out. This is 15 by 12.5 inches. Well, I think most of these pieces are probably in the 12 by 17, 12 by 18 inch category. And there are a lot of them, so I'm not going to give the titles of all these pieces, but I will read a little bit from the press release. It says, between 2005 and 2014, these seldom seen paintings were made concurrently with Brown's more familiar large-scale canvases and mere shifts in her work over the past decade. Okay. They are presented here for the first time in an exhibition of their own. Well, they go on to explain that it's all titled The English Garden, and I think Cecily is probably best known for some of her meldings of abstraction and maybe abstract expressionism with figures. A lot of it is kind of sexually charged, I guess. They're saying this is interesting because these are more dealing with landscape. And I guess that means she's kind of maybe changing up the palettes, so you're going to get more of these earth tones and maybe greens as opposed to the flesh tones. Actually, some of these I kind of like. Her almost gets down to a pointillist dotting and stroking with the paint. Well, these two pieces I can almost see figures in. This is titled Up the Garden Path, 2014 oil on linen, 17 by 12.5 inches. And this is titled Total Eclipse of the Heart, 2014. And I like what she's doing with the palette on that one. Now, Cecily's father was the well-known British art critic David Sylvester, who came to New York in the mid-50s and was probably very influential as far as spreading the ideas of the New York school to England. It's titled The Rocking Horse. You can almost see a little figurative thing in there. You know, a lot of these are very kind of spontaneous, quick, almost like sketches. I think this piece is one that they're using on the card and some of the promotional material. This is titled Princess Minnehaha, and well, I like this kind of looks like a conical veil in the middle, surrounded with kind of the broken, looks like clusters of wildflowers or something. Anyway, I think that Cecily is a part of a group of young British painters, maybe about a half a generation behind the young British artists with Damien Hirst and those people. This is titled, "Oh, I Do Like to Be Beside the Seaside." 2014 oil on linen. And, but I think she kind of fits in more with some young painters like Inka Essenhigh, maybe Jeannie Saville, and Gary Hume. It's also kind of got a juicy color palette. Now, she's been compared to, well, just about everyone, from William de Kooning to Philip Guston. And, well, she's got a light touch, and a lot of this is light washes, and there's some rubbing and erasure. I like this little grouping here. You get a chance to see color-keyed palettes in each one of these. This is Untitled. Oil on linen. Now, wonder how much overworking she does on these, or whether this happens pretty spontaneously. I like this blue one, and this one is titled, "Is It Nice in Your Snowstorm?" Question mark. Also, I think it's kind of gutsy if you have a reputation for doing large abstractions to show some of the smaller things, maybe some of the things you're more relaxed about, you're playing around with while you're doing the big serious work. This is Untitled, 2006. There's a tiny piece on board, Untitled. This is titled Sink the Grot, 2012, oil on linen. And see if you can see this. This has got a herringbone weave linen. And well, I was out in Chicago last weekend and went to the Art Institute, and I believe I was looking at a Titian that was painted on some herringbone linen. Well, we'll wrap up on this one. Rainy Day Women. Kind of what it looks like outside today. And this has got some nice kind of drips in there that recreate the feeling of the rain. And I like the little shots of pale vermilion there. This has been a quick run-through, walk-through of Cecily Brown, The English Garden, here at 98 Morton Street. Okay, well now we're going to go in for part 2 of the double header. This is an exhibition of, I guess you would call them mixed media pieces, and the title of the show is Virtual Still Life by Roger Brown. And I'll just walk through the gallery, give you kind of a brief idea of the layout. Well, I really didn't expect to be coming down here to see a Roger Brown show, and I was surprised when I walked in. As I was saying previously, I was in Chicago last weekend, and Roger Brown was pretty tightly affiliated with the whole Chicago school. This is titled Cups with Handles and Desert Landscape. Oil on canvas and mixed media, 25 by 25.5 by 9 inches. And, well, my cousin, my wife's cousin, Kate's cousin, works at the Art Institute, and evidently Roger Brown left them a house. I think it was maybe up somewhere up on the lake, and they use that as a an area for artists to go for residencies. This is titled Modernistic Planter with 1/2 a desert painting. This one is a lot of fun. Okay, so we've got the frame that's got the kind of the fade tones on here, and we've got this triangular planter, and Roger has kind of based all the shapes on this triangle, and he's got his little figures there with the big looming clouds in the background. It says here in the press release that Roger Brown was born and raised in rural Alabama and lived for decades in the Midwest. But then he established a home in La Conchita, California, where he would come to create his virtual still life series, a cohesive body of 27 paintings. And this show has got 11 of them in here. This is an interesting piece. This is titled Hills and Bowls at the Last Millennium. Now, this might be the largest piece in the show. This is 49.5 by 61 by 11. And, well, I like the way this kind of warped bowl and the fades of the color kind of mimic the fades of his painting. It's mottled color. And it's also interesting to see the way these kind of bowls lay low on this landscape as opposed to this piece. This is titled Third Dynasty with the View 1995. 37 by 37 by 9. And this one, the vases actually extend up a lot farther into the landscape. And I was looking at this and sort of thinking about him moving to California and maybe getting into some of the kind of the California traditions of funk art. And even kind of momentarily gave me an echo of Jim Shaw, the guy that did the thrift shop paintings. It's titled Painting for a Sofa for a Painting. This might be the funniest piece in the show. Everybody talks about the over the sofa paintings, and this really is a over the sofa painting. This is 25 by 31 by 9. This is Vases with a View 1995. Oil on canvas and mixed media, 25 by 25 by 7. And yeah, some of these little vases got beautiful glazes, and there's actually some wonderful kind of coloristic things happening there. And he's using analogous forms with the vases and those bushes. Oh, this is good. This is a triptych titled The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. Oil on canvas and mixed media, 3 panels, each 19.5 by 15.5 by 13 inches. So, proportionately, these have got much bigger shelves. And it's nice the way he's found these kind of shell-shaped plates and plays off not only the shapes but the color. It's a nice pearlescent glaze. I saw this piece through the front door, and I didn't know what to expect, and I was actually thinking this reminded me of some kind of Russian constructivist piece. And it's titled Return to Russia, 1995, oil on canvas, mixed media, 37 by 37 by 8 inches. And yeah, this shelf is a little different. You know, Steinbach is doing a lot of work with things on shelves, and that's become kind of a interesting, more popular trope today for people, and I guess it exists as some other presentational device like the frame or the plinth for a sculpture. This is nice because I've kind of got a various grouping of heights of these vases, and yeah, the looming black cloud is nice. It's titled Mugs and Mountains. (26 by 37 by 9). And yeah, this looks like something you'd see in the window of a truck stop in Montana. Roger Brown was an extremely prolific artist, and it's nice to see him kind of breaking out of his signature format to do some experimenting with this kind of three-dimensional things. This is a cute piece. Bread basket with dust bowl. It's got maybe the simplest and most reduced palette, and one of the things, all of his ceramics are totally spotless. They look like they're brand new. Well, this is titled Virtual Still Life, number 16. Sack and cups and 4 Big Sur communion chalices with Oral Roberts' version of a 2 Mile High Jesus. Okay, so maybe that's a silhouette of Jesus with a crown of thorns. I got a jet plane flying by. This is nice with the 2 layers of various sized goblets and cups. So this is James Kalm, the half-assed one on the bike, bringing you a double feature walkthrough here at Maccrone of Cecily Brown, English Gardens, and Roger Brown, Virtual Still Life. Thank you, Kate. Oh man, that was golden. Thank you.